Okay, I am going to jump on here today and do a quick video and let you all know 10 ways that you can start preparing and saving for your first home, okay? And the first one is to start with 3 to 5%, okay? So you may not be able to save 20%, but maybe you have 3 to 5%, and you want to, of course, that goes into getting pre-qualified for a loan, and you want to work with your agent and getting you to the right loan officer, okay? And that is going to dictate what you're going to qualify for, the type of homes that you can start looking for. So say you want to look at homes that are $700,000-800,000 in this specific area, but your pre-approval is only allowing you $350,000-400,000, and your agent can start sending you homes, and that way you won't just be, aiming at something and being unrealistic, okay? So it saves everybody time, energy, and stress, because there's nothing like looking at a list of homes that, you love, but you just don't qualify for at this time, okay? And then secondly is, I would say, get a specific account. Get a savings account and then automate that savings, okay? So say if you and your partner are going for a house, I would say try to automate savings. So say if you're saving $50, $100, $200 a month, make sure that it's not with your primary bank, because it's easy to get your hands on. If you automate it, it's a lot easier, okay? Because you don't see it. It's out of sight, out of mind, okay? And then even better, you can put it into like a high yield savings, or like a 6-month CD or something like that, or a year CD. And then maybe you will have accumulated an extra, a few hundred or $1,000 or more. That makes a difference. And then cut one expense at a time, okay? So when I say cut an expense, like subscriptions, say you're signed up for, car washes that you rarely use, because maybe you can wash your car sprayed off at home, or you can drive through and just wash it once a month, and you don't need that membership because it's, sometimes, and there's different levels to the car memberships. A lot of people have the highest level, where it does the tires, it does this and that. Technically, if you want to do your own tires, you can do them. But if you're aiming for a house, do you really care about all that? You really just want a clean car that's sprayed off, okay? If a home is your goal. And then obviously saving your windfalls. So say if you get a bonus at work, say if you get some money from family members for birthdays, holidays, put that money into that other account over there, okay? Start a side hustle, okay? Start a side hustle. And what that could be is, it could be an influencer, content creator. If you do any type of creativity, things that you sell, whether it's your services, your time, if you're good at networking events, and believe it or not, that is a full-time job for people, going around and having and hosting networking events, and then they charge all the vendors a fee, and at the end of it, they've made a few $1,000s off of it. So making jewelry, a lot of people are looking at supporting small businesses, so don't be afraid to put yourself out there, okay? And then get on the phone and start negotiating with these people, get on the phone and try to see what they can do. If you have the top-notch cable, if you have the top-of-the-line whatever benefits, get on there and see if they're willing to reduce, your bill. Sometimes you can keep the same services, keep the same program packages, but they're willing to bring the price down, just to keep you as a customer, okay? Rather than to lose you altogether, they're willing to keep you, okay? And then possibly look at house hacking. If you're able to get a roommate, if you're able to possibly downsize where you're at, maybe rent out a room somewhere and, put your things in storage. Believe it or not, people are doing things that are non-traditional and unorthodox these days to get the results they want, okay? And then obviously avoid applying for new things. Don't apply for new loans. Don't increase your debt to income ratio. Don't apply for new credit. Don't increase your debt to income ratio when you're on a mission to get your home, okay? And then obviously check with your employer to see if they offer any type of first-time home buyer assistance. Sometimes they do, okay? So maybe, you'll check with your job to see if they have something out there, a first-time grant or whatnot, okay? And then envelopes, the old school envelopes, where you put in money in the envelopes, and you would have a specific say, hey, I'm going to put $20 away this week for dining out. I mean, I'm just throwing a number out there. Obviously, it's hard to get anything for $20 these days, but you put yourself on a budget, say $50, $100, $200. Once that's gone, it's gone, So that means that you put yourself on a discipline, a tight budget, okay? And then lastly, I'm going to say there's apps like Acorns that let you round up your change. I know I did that for a while, and it helped me reach my goal at the time. So when you're able to say, if you go somewhere and you spend $4.50, it rounds up the change for you. And believe it or not, that adds up over time. Okay. So consistency is the key. Okay. So once you start to implement these things, it will become natural. It'll be second nature, and you won't have to, pull out scripts and think about, what am I going to do to start, getting steps taken to get moving, because I want a house, So yeah, so my favorite one out of there, I would say, is these subscriptions. Guys, these subscriptions get so much out of us. All of the channels, all the shows and movies and all that. And believe it or not, they're time robbers too, because you could be sitting there concocting your next business plan, your next success plan. You could be working out. You could be doing something for yourself. You could be checking on, friends or family that are sick, that need someone. There's so many people that sit there, and I would say when you add that to social media, scrolling for hours, just like sitting there watching TV, you're almost a robot. So that's my favorite one, because I feel like they're scams, but I get it. We all need some levity, and they're company keepers and everything else for us. And some of us do have our favorite shows, which I'm not a TV person, but I know some people like to binge watch a lot of different stuff out there. But I'd be just fine with YouTube, to be honest with you, because I couldn't care less what a celebrity's doing. I couldn't care less about anything I need to find out. I usually get on YouTube or Google or Chat GPT. But if you are, I'm just rambling now. So that's when you know it's time to shut this thing down. So if you are in the Arizona area, if you are planning to relocate or move out here, I would love to be your agent, and I would love to represent you in the home buying process. I'm Pamela Scott with My Home Group. You can call or text me at 480-251-3174. I hope you have a fantastic day.